At Arizona State University, we've made online education better, smarter, and more personalized so you can go further in your aspiring field.
I decided to pursue medicine once I realized that ASU did have the online program for biological sciences. You're still required to learn the same curriculum. You're still being tested on the same content that anyone would be tested on in person. The comprehensiveness of the program prepared me so well for medical school.
Explore over 300 programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
Always follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Welcome in. We're live downtown Las Vegas. Circa Resort and Casino is the spot. In 30 minutes, Derek Stevens, owner and CEO of this great property, he will relive Sunday's crazy Survivor drama as he was a part of it with all the contestants that were still alive like only he can at that point. I can't wait to talk to him coming up at the bottom of the hour. You know, generally, I don't bet on a team to win the Super Bowl in the offseason. This year I did. It was with the Lions at 12-1 and 6-1 to win the NFC. Maybe in season I'll grab a number, but there's, you know, I thought this year alone, with everybody back on that team, the coordinators, all that talent, at 12-1, I had them as the favorites to win the NFC. And so when the Niners were like 550 or 6-1, and the Eagles were 16, I'm looking at the Lions like, how are they that far behind the 49ers? Didn't make any sense to me, so I bet them. Typically at this point, you might want to be looking at exact as if you weren't earlier in the season. The numbers right now, the Lions are plus 280 to win the Super Bowl at DK. Unbettable. Chiefs are plus 350. And what do you think that number is if and when they're hosting either Buffalo or Baltimore to go to the Super Bowl?
It's short. They're only 4.5 against the Chargers, if that's the matchup.
I think they're going to be underdogs in the game.
Get out.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
I think Baltimore will be like a 1.5 point favorite. I wouldn't be surprised if Buffalo is close to that. Maybe a little bit. Maybe there might be half, something like that.
Good. It'll be a full week of Mahomes as a dog talk then.
Sure.
Yeah.
Don't you think do you have interest if we get Chiefs Chargers second round? And the number, by the way, FanDuel has 5.5 in that game.
Mm-hmm. I would take the Chiefs.
Well, you would.
It'd be close, yeah. Yeah. Although what are we talking about then? 23 days off?
Yeah, I would have interest on the Chargers.
That's a lot of time off.
They could have defeated them both times they played this year.
Yeah. Yeah. The first one I'll throw out, but they had so many guys out. But getting guys back now and how they look down the stretch.
Ravens are 6-1. Adam Chernoff came on this show I think probably months ago at this point, and said the Bills plus $6 worth of bet in his opinion to win the Super Bowl. They're plus 650 today. So that number shortened up when it looked like they still could have had a chance to get the 1 seed, and it was down to plus 450. But now because of the path that they have, big favorites in this round, but if they get Baltimore in round 2, then KC, that's just to get to the Super Bowl?
Well, I know. Can your defense get enough stops in that path that you would have? You're going to slow down, and you already beat them. It was a great game. But if you get a Buffalo-Detroit Super Bowl, but if you're going to have to beat Baltimore, go to Kansas City, and then play Detroit, oh, man. You're a short favorite at home against Baltimore. And then we know that the history and what's happened against Mahomes.
No doubt.
Playoff time. So
the Eagles are 7-1.
I don't know what to do here. I really like this team. I would love to see Philly against Detroit. That's an awesome NFC title game because you have the great running back, and can you slow down Barkley and Hurts and A.J. and Smith, and the offense is so good. And I was loving this defense until the Washington game happened. It's like, how did that happen? Why couldn't you get stops? You can get one stop against Daniels. But that's the defense, though, you'd think that could contain or slow down Goff in this Detroit offense.
Which side do you want to be on if we get that game and Detroit's a small favorite?
Is it 3.5? I would take 3.5 with Philly.
Oh, God, no. I think it's going to be 2.
Is it that short? Okay.
I don't even know if it's going to be 2. I think I'd like the Eagles in the matchup, actually.
Well, let's see.
It depends on who's going to be back for Detroit overall on defense.
Let's see what happens Sunday. See if Hurts looks good and if they can take care of the Packers.
I'll tell you one. The Rams are a decent number to win the NFC. Is it just me? I know Chris Massero, who's a pro sports bettor, he was in the Friday Circa Invitational. He finished third place. He loves the Rams in the game. I think the market does too so far. What is it, down to 1.5 here with the Vikings? If it's Rams-Lions second round, I think the Rams will throw the fear of God into Detroit. They play that team exceedingly well. Mm-hmm. That's not going to be an easy game for the Lions.
Yeah, I don't know. The Rams come limping in, though. I did not like that Arizona game at all. That was bad.
The defense was playing great down the stretch.
Yeah, they have. They have improved, no doubt.
Yep.
But you had issues moving the ball against Arizona. So they couldn't move the ball against the Jets either, which was weird. Although it was more of a ground and pound. It was cold. And
I think they'll move it against the Lions if that's the game.
Yeah, well, I don't know that, but what a job by Glenn. I still can't get over that. It was bad Darnold in the red zone and horrible by O'Connell. But that was, for him to get that out of those guys.
I agree.
That was incredible coaching job.
Mm-hmm.
All right, association, what do you think? Zion's back, prop 16.5. Pelicans taking on the T-Wolves. T-Wolves beat the Clippers last night. No Kawhi, but Ant was great down the stretch. And now they're laying 4.5, 5.5 in that range on the road. But it takes us to this before you answer the question. The G-Bank best bet of the day. Always go to vsin.com and check out the prop analyzer. DeJounte Murray, points, prop 17-2 to the under. He's 18.5 tonight. Murray under. Best bets brought to you by G-Bank, official bank of VSiN. If you're serious about sports betting, need the G-Bank Visa Signature Card. Most credit card street sports books and gaming transactions as cash advances, even when you put your own money on the card. G-Bank treats gaming transactions as purchases, so you're typically saving up to 3 to 5% on cash advance fees right there. And for a limited time, get a $250 bonus after you spend $1,000 in the first 90 days. Apply now. VSiN.com/GBank. VSiN.com/GBank. Subject to credit approval. Murray under 18.5 points.
Yeah, don't we like it more with Zion officially back in the game?
Yep. I don't know what to do with Minnesota. Like, are you going to snap out of this? Like, is Phoenix going to snap out of it, or is it just them? Bad roster? We're close to February. This is who we are.
Well, are we going to get a stretch where Phoenix gets their entire complement of players together for a long time consecutively?
Would you trade for Butler?
Oh, my God, I think that would be an unmitigated disaster in Phoenix. Yeah. I don't, but you can throw a lot of teams at me, and I'd probably say that. Would you do that if you're Golden State? I think Steph Curry's probably going behind closed doors. I could be dead wrong telling management, do not trade for this guy.
I don't know. Golden State, maybe. Houston, no. Young team, no. Maybe Memphis, I'd go for it. As Brian Windhorst said, he's right. I can't get my joy back playing in Miami. He'd have the joy if they offered him the extension in the offseason. They didn't give him the extension. That's why he's doing this. So, but then again, he's unhappy everywhere he goes.
Doesn't matter where he goes. So, it's going to be the same story over and over and over again.
Yeah. But playoff Jimmy's incredible.
There was that stretch for, 10 days where the Wolves were playing phenomenal basketball. And their defense was lights out. And it was like Oklahoma City good. And nobody could score on them. But I thought the trade was not going to work. I hated the trade for both teams. It has worked to the Knicks' credit. They are sucking the best play out of Cat's career out of him. But the T-Wolves are just, man, oh man, are they limping at this point. So I don't know what to tell you. The coach is awesome.
Yeah.
But the meshing of the players coming together hasn't exactly panned out to this point.
They're in the play-in right now.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Mm-hmm.
They're only a game over 500. Phoenix is the 12th seed. 2 games under 500. Sacramento, after firing Mike Brown, playing better ball. And then you got the lingering Spurs there. Was it Von Tobel? Someone recommended them 4-1 to make the playoffs. They're 500 with the tough loss last night. The Wemby most improved number has crashed from 70-1 to 14-1 at DraftKings.
Oh, that's good.
Uh-huh.
I will say that I do have a piece of that, as do you. I think that market is littered, as always, with 10 guys you can make the case for.
Kate Cunningham's the favorite now.
Yeah.
Yep. Golden State, a game over. Clippers, 4 games over. Dallas, all with the injuries, same. Lakers are the 5 seed, believe it or not. And Denver, 20-14. Even with this Superman performance every night out of Joker.
I don't know. Just give me OKC in the finals.
Yep.
Give me OKC against the Cavaliers or the Celtics or even the Knicks, and I'd be super happy. This team's a freight train.
Good numbers. Most wins. OKC -$2. Best record at the All-Star break. Cavs -160. 70 wins at DraftKings. OKC 8-1.
Evidently, a couple of weeks ago, that number was 18-1.
15 in a row now. The showdown tomorrow in Cleveland. I think they play twice in a week. Cleveland 28-1. Coach of the Year Atkinson minus 250. Minus 250 in early January.
What do you have for Mosley?
8, I think, 8 or 10. It's a path.
He has an incredible case right now.
Yeah. Top 3 players.
A win again. What were they catching last night? 12?
Yeah.
Outright.
Yeah. Even without Cat. And you can also bet when will the next OKC loss occur. That's up there, too, with some big prices.
That might be short-lived.
A hell of a game tomorrow. Nuts.
It's a great game. Some player props here. Colin Sexton, Jazz Hawks game tonight. 23-9 under 21.5 points on the year. That's his number tonight. He is 26-6 under 5.5 assists. Lakers Mavericks, PJ Washington, 22-6 under 17.5 points. The last time, I checked that. He has scored 18-plus points one time since December 5th. Klay Thompson, 22-9 under 17.5 points on the year. Andrew Wiggins, 24-7 under 5.5 rebounds. Anthony Edwards, 23-12 under 27.5 points. Julius Randle, 24-11 under 5.5 assists. Fred VanVleet, Rockets Wizards, 24-9 under 3.5 made threes on the year. And Kyle Kuzma, 13-2 under 2.5 assists. Or under assists on the year, rather. All these numbers up, vsin.com. Click on tools at the top and go to NBA Prop Analyzer.
Horrific spot for Miami, too. And the numbers moved, but Miami, with the Butler suspension and off a double overtime game, catching 9.5 in Golden State. Ooh.
Up next, we'll get to our best bets of the day, in pocket coming up, and some other player props that really stick out, and we are betting tonight in the association here on Follow the Money.
To determine the winner of any given college basketball game.
Someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything. You take it. Take it. Take it.
I bet you $20 I can get you gambling before the end of the day. No way. I'll give you 3 to 1 odds. Nope. 5 to 1. Nope. 10 to 1. You're on.
All right, here we go. Baltimore, Pittsburgh. Each team have a touchdown and a field goal. $1.70. The lowest out there of all the games. All the props are coming in now. Penn State +2. Got to 2.5 against Notre Dame. No matter what happens, we're going to have a great story with the champion. Texas hasn't won since the Vince Young team. 04 was it? 05? Ohio State 2014. Penn State 86. Notre Dame 88. But I think it's getting too high now. Take Penn State +2. Justin Herbert over rushing 18.5. Gone up a little bit after what he did last week. He's gone over that number 6 of the last 8 games. Russell Wilson over 14.5 rushing yards as well. Win or go home now. Win at all costs. Take off, run, keep the drive alive. Let's go. I certainly think both quarterbacks will do that to start on Saturday.
All right, best of luck tonight. College basketball going Duke, Pittsburgh under 143.5. It's a loaded card. Duke is 3rd in the country in defense. Pittsburgh 43rd. Pace, Duke 271. Pittsburgh 175. Good write-up by Greg Peterson today, vsin.com. He does it every day for college basketball. I'd go check it out if I were you. Duke is also 4th in the nation in points per possession allowed, and both defenses do not allow opposing offenses to shoot well from 3. Opponents shoot 30% from downtown against Pitt and 28.9% against Duke. I'm on the under here. Miles Bridges in a game tipping off in about 45 minutes. Hornets and Suns. I'm going over 6.5 rebounds. He is 16-5 over that number on the season. Going back his recent game log, 8 rebounds, 9, 12, 10, 14, 8, 7, 8. I hope this is the new Jason Tatum, Karl Anthony Towns. It has been. Just hoping I'm not too late to the party here. And then, like you, Pauly, DeJounte Murray, I played this under 18.5 this morning. It's up at vsin.com, under minus 125 in his points. He is 17-2 under points on the year, 15-4 when the number is 18.5. Zion's back tonight for the Pelicans.
Getting ready for Big Game 59 with a big deal to match. Save $59 off the VSiN Pro annual subscription when you sign up using promo code FTM. Become a VSiN Pro annual subscriber and bet smarter all year long. Full access, every best bet, every host, every guest, the betting splits from DraftKings and Circa, the dog videos, the betting guides, vsin.com/subscribe. Don't miss out on this big game deal. Use promo code FTM to save $59 off vsin.com/subscribe.
Will Howard is 2-1 to win the college title game MVP.
Yeah. What would Smith have to do? 200 yards?
I guess have
Tough
like
one.
all of it in the air for them.
I know. It's tough.
Riley Leonard's plus 475 for Notre Dame.
Really?
Yep.
Oh.
First of all,
What would they? That's a tough one if Notre Dame would win a low-scoring game.
and you're also
Oh.
like the whole market has been moving today on Penn State. Notre Dame's down to a 1-point favorite at some spots as we speak. What's Notre Dame, if they win this game, what are they going to be catching against Ohio State if that's the game?
I saw 6.5, 7. I don't know.
So on the money line, okay, it will be much shorter than plus 475, obviously.
But also, it's war of attrition. Notre Dame has injuries. Do they win and do they get out of there healthy?
Right.
Or is Love still banged up and does he make it worse? And that's the other thing. Like that was what Ohio State also won, but put it on cruise control. Mm-hmm. And then Notre Dame's off a war. And I think Notre Dame, Penn State's going to be as physical as it gets, too.
Sure. If you look, Aller, by the way, for Penn State is plus 650. But if you look at their backs, Allen is 25, checked at 35-1, and Singleton is 55-1. Like if Penn State, if they're going to win the entire thing, shock the world, right? I think it's one of those backs would be a huge reason why, in my opinion. I know people are going to sit here and probably say Warren, the tight end, because he's 15-1, by the way.
Yeah, I could see it.
But I would actually look at Allen or Singleton more than anybody else on Penn State. Those are some pretty good numbers, actually. Mm-hmm. And there's a path there.
Yep. How did they open that 50? How could they put out a 50 for that total? Down to 45. So we have a lot of good quarterbacks that are still alive. You got the no defensive or special teams touchdown angle with all these games, that prop. And we also have some solid kickers. Even Cardi's been awesome for the Rams. Sunday was the first time in NFL history there were 3 55-yard-plus field goals in the same game. Myers hit from 56. Cardi hit from 58 and 57. I don't know. Reichert I don't know.
I'm not so sure about him either.
How about kicking the ball out of bounds before halftime and giving the Lions 3 points?
That was nice, huh?
Oh, it was brutal.
I loved how the Lions said, okay, you're going to give us the ball here. Guess what? Then taste this, because we're going to do everything we can to go get points on the board before halftime. That was a game, man.
How Minnesota was losing at halftime was an all-timer. But again, shame on me for picking them. It's just like they lose every big game, and they do it in frustrating, painstaking fashion.
Yeah.
So you got Stafford, who's been good with the ball and no turnovers of late. He's taken on the Vikings. You got Daniels against Baker, although Baker's tied for the lead in interceptions.
Uh-huh.
Love against Hurts. Nix against Allen. Russ against Lamar. Tomlin today said he's open to a Fields package. Okay. And then Herbert against Stroud. Could be a good round-robin parlay to put that in. No defensive touchdown. But remember last year, though. Bam, right off the bat. Flacco threw 2 pick sixes.
That's right.
In that Saturday game.
That's
Isn't
right.
that something? 9 times they've been in this time slot. The Texans.
Well, they're the same team every time, aren't they, for the most part?
Yeah.
So the best playoff teams remaining with special teams, Detroit's the best team overall in the entire league. Number 1. Pittsburgh is number 2 in special teams. Denver is number 4. Houston is number 8.
Okay.
I'll give you the worst team still alive in the playoffs. Buffalo is 28th.
Ooh.
Watch out.
I don't trust Sal Bass on a long kick either.
That can come back.
He missed another extra point. Sorry, yeah.
And the team that had been like number 1, 2, or 3 for so many years in a row because of Justin Tucker,
yep,
they are 23rd overall in special teams.
I'm not even messing around if I'm a head coach. Kick it deep. Start at the 30. Let's go. I'm not losing a game because of a kickoff return in the playoffs.
Oh, no.
I'm not doing it.
I'm not going to take my chance to kick it short either in case it goes out of bounds and they get the ball to the 40-yard line, as we just talked about. No way.
Jack it through the end zone.
But 28th is, that's wild. Because special teams, big part of the game.
Yep.
They're not 30 or below, but no team has ever won the Super Bowl, I believe, with 30th or below DVOE special teams.
There is a prop up. Will every team make a field goal? It's 5-1. All games, rather. Be a field goal in all games.
Oh, just a field goal in all games.
There's also, no, it's all. I think it's all teams. Let me look at it again. But all that stuff is up already at DraftKings. Touchdown and a field goal. Each team to score 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, a passing touchdown in every game, rushing touchdown. I think that's it's every team. But I have good kickers and guys with big legs too.
Mm-hmm.
So those aren't bad. What do you think the price is? Every team to have a rushing touchdown every game.
Every game in the playoffs, or just the wild card round?
Just this round, just super.
Every
wild
team
card.
to have a
rushing touchdown.
25-1.
200. Can you believe that?
Every team to have a rushing touchdown.
Why is that so high?
Oh, because it's way easier said than done.
I don't know. I guess it goes. I'm surprised though, but then it goes back to some of these props these books were putting up every week. Every week, will there be a shutout? 4-1. There was 2 the whole year. Will there be a successful onside kick? 4-1. What were there 4 the whole year?
Right. So,
but this seems
okay. So last week during the 1:00 games, Luke just told us it was 400-1. So we only have 6 games this week. That's 12 teams combined. I don't know. I've never looked at anything like that, so I
don't look at that either.
I'm way off. But
I know, but that doesn't it doesn't seem that hard to do. Every team has a rushing touchdown, 200-1.
I mean, you make anything 10,000-1. I gotta make a bet on it. Make that higher good enough. Okay, I'm in.
Saturdays.
I would take a little bit of that for sure.
Okay. Luke, I can't find it because DraftKings messed around with their stupid. They moved the NFL down off their app for some reason. Like, guys, we got big games coming up here. It should be front and center. Any event, there was one where it was just Saturday. There's just Saturday, and then there's all the games. And the Saturday's a good price because you got Dobbins and Henry involved, and that's. I mean, if it's good, I think it happened in that one.
Are you talking about so all 4 teams scored a rushing touchdown?
Yeah, and right. But look at the candidates. I got Dobbins, I got Mixon, I got Henry,
Harris, Russell Wilson, maybe.
You know what
Warren?
Pittsburgh's going to do inside the 5? Yeah.
All right, Derek Stevens owns this awesome property. He'll join the show up next. He'll take us through the crazy Survivor Day like only he can next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Love this spot every week. The owner and CEO of Circa Resort and Casino, Derek Stevens, joins the program today for 2 full segments. Good to see you again. How are you?
Calming down. Boy, last Sunday was something.
Where does it rank? Like on an annual basis, where does Survivor Week, the final weekend, rank for you?
That final Sunday, the final weekend, it's every year it's gone by, it's going up there more and more. This is probably one of my most fun Sundays of the year. I mean, and you got multiple things going on. You got all the survivors and the sweats, and we got the business element of who's hedging what, how much can we take, and then the millions, the fascination of these real time leaderboards on the millions. It's unbelievable. It's a ton of fun.
The 2-point try in the Seattle game was enormous. But also, I don't think that can be topped, the last 20 minutes of Survivor. I don't think you do this to the next 30 years. I don't think that can be topped with how it played out.
There was 20 minutes.
Yep.
In at the end of, let's say between 3:30, maybe 3:30 to 4 o'clock East Coast time, where everything up and down, Green Bay, Bears, What happened on the Falcons game in Carolina? And then all of a sudden Tampa comes. I mean, it just all 4 games was and the Colts.
Did that end first, or was it Chicago?
So what happened? That's a great question. Yeah. We had all the champagne ready, right?
Okay, yeah.
We have a whole table ready of champagne.
Yeah.
And then the way it was playing out, I'm like, okay, we think this one game is going to end first, but no, Tampa ended first. Tampa ended first slightly.
Okay.
Because they jumped up on the tables, and we're all ready for the Colts. And the Colts, even though within Circa Survivor only had 2 entries, they were both here. They both had big contingencies. Mm-hmm. You met some of those guys, the Meatball brother. Like, they were loud. And
Pumabeck came on the show yesterday with us.
Mm-hmm. all over the place. So we were ready for them, and then boom, Tampa went down, and they jumped up like, oh, here we go, we got to get over there.
How many groups were actually in town at Survivor or at Circa watching the games on Sunday of the 18 that were still
Out
alive?
Of the 18, I thought we were going to have 6, and then I did that show Sunday morning with Stormy. I go out to my spot, and somebody walks up, hi, I'm so and so, I'm in Survivor. I'm like, oh, okay, great to have you. You're welcome. And then another one. We ended up with 10. 10 out of the 18 were here, which also added to it. Now, what was unfortunately odd and disappointing and a new emotion, I had rubber and wall with the whole table right behind me, directly right behind me.
Okay.
They had the Falcons. So I'd never been with a group that had the rug pulled out from under them before. It was tough. And
that's a tough watch. Yeah. Can you get one stop?
You can't get a stop.
One stop.
Yeah.
And they couldn't do it defensively. It was a joke.
And you understand how we've got this big structural pillar here next to my pod here at the underhang at Circa, right? Mm-hmm. So I got this group on this side with us that had the Falcons. Then on the other side, Tampa already was in the locker room with the winners. So was the Colts. So we knew we had 7 already. Well, the Atlanta game goes to overtime. And then behind the pole, the guys that already were in, they're popping the champagne, hugging. There's cameras all over, all this stuff. And every time something bad happened to Atlanta, you heard them cheering. This was like, I don't want to blow what the second season of Squid Games was like in about the 4th or 5th episode. But when everybody's rooting on everybody else to die, this was like, Yeah. This was Squid Games Circa Survivor Edition. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it.
Right there. Was it?
But how do you not, though? You can't control your emotions.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Those guys were, nobody really, they were all kind of like hanging around. Everybody was trying to be nice about it, but what is it going to be? 755,000?
That's
or
right.
$1,700,000.
That's right.
It's a pretty big difference right there.
Imagine the entry that had. By the way, the person that was on Arizona, were they here?
Oh yeah.
See, you almost had like the '86 Red Sox scenario.
Oh yeah.
You're pulling the champagne out.
Oh my God! I will tell you. This is a little prequel for when the Circa Survivor Quest for $14.2 billion comes out next year. The one that had Arizona, that team name is called Vodka Johnny. Now, Vodka Johnny is a 6-person team. Johnny's the older brother. And Johnny is the guy that didn't want to press it after week 5. And the other 5 guys bought out Vodka Johnny.
Oh.
And the brother goes, yeah, my brother Johnny. He wanted to sell his entry, but we did it. So we just all bought him out. So
I
don't know.
So he was there with the other 5?
So the 6 guys, were there, and Johnny's the older brother. And I don't know why they call him Vodka Johnny or whatever. But
I don't know why.
But I would tell you, these other 5 guys, they drink a lot of vodka because these guys are nothing but characters. Like, yeah. So the whole thing about it is, we bought it. We said, okay. He said he was busy, was working, didn't want to do it. So what we did is we made a pact. We weren't going to talk about it at all with him anymore. We never did. We got through Thanksgiving. We never said it. Never got brought up again. He just forgot about it. We just bought him out, for a little bit. So yeah, we just told him. We told him yesterday we're still in.
No.
Because my brother's going crazy.
I bet.
I go, he didn't know? He goes, no, Vodka Johnny didn't know. But we bought him up. But
my God. So he didn't know, he wasn't here, none of it.
No, he wasn't.
Oh my God.
And he didn't know that the rest of their crew made it.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
It's an unbelievable story. They're all going to be coming back for check ceremony on Friday night. I want to get more of this story because by the time I got a hold of these guys, they were half in the bag, right? And
how much vodka is Johnny drinking now? By the way,
the interview that the lead guy did, he goes, "You wouldn't believe it. I've seen this before my eyes. I can't." And he said it right in front of Mike Palm. We did an interview. It was Mike Palm, the guy from Vodka Johnny, which we were calling him Vodka Johnny, even though it said it's his brother's Johnny, and then me. We sat there for 3 minutes, and neither Mike Palm or I said a word. The guy just went on a rant. It was unbelievable because I can't believe my life is flashing before my eyes. I'm thinking about my kids. I'm thinking about, oh my God, I took the last team. All of it because there was a moment we had an interview when all 4 of the early teams were losing.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm thinking 14 million. He goes, I don't know what to do. It was unbelievable.
Oh wow.
The content was unbelievable.
Can you imagine, Paul?
Yeah, I can. It's like a woman proposes to you and wins $12 million a couple of months later. But so he just took like a small percentage to get bought out.
Week 5, yeah.
So $1.7 million, he gets a nickel and a cup of Jack Squat.
I believe that to be the case.
Oh my God!
We're gonna kind of focus in on that at the check ceremony because I got to get more details on this because this guy,
mind blown. This
guy was so far out there and he was so excited and he was speaking so fast and he was hammered. And it was beautiful. And I'm like, oh my God.
Is that a dick move by the brothers or
no?
Is that the right thing to do?
I mean, what are you supposed to do?
No, because the one guy said, I want to sell. I got to get out. I want to get. And the other guy said, well, we're here. Come on. Why do we don't want it? We don't want to. We're enjoying it. We want to do it.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, you sell and you can't have buyer's remorse.
You can't. And by the way, they probably did the right move.
Seller's remorse.
They didn't rub it in his face every week.
Yeah.
No.
They just said, okay, here's the pact. God. We're all going to agree. Yeah. He's out. Now, does that mean he's like, this is it? Like the family's over here? The friendship's over?
I don't know the family relationship. This is where we have to get into this on Friday night.
Would you throw him some?
That's where I'm thinking. What would you throw?
Something.
What would you give him?
I
would think so too, but I don't know who signed up or I don't know the details behind it. The devil's in the details of this story.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Holy smokes. I don't even know if that's like the greatest story or the worst story or the most gut-wrenching story I've heard.
I don't know. It's going to be something.
It's like phenomenal. That. Oh, wow.
Oh, goodness.
Can't wait for the documentary.
Oh, tremendous.
That'll be good. So you explained it beautifully, though, with that 20 minutes. Tampa's down 10 at the half. He had never come back to win a game down double digits. He was 0-43. Other 2 games go to overtime. And then you got what happened in the Chicago game. Well, how about that beat? You think it's over. The Bears fumble. I don't think LaFleur was going to call a timeout. And then Santos from
this field
goal.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I can't. The best contest in the world. No doubt about it.
Okay, so we're going to continue one more segment. Circa owner and CEO Derek Stevens is with us here. I want to get into like the hedging, how much money was wired in, how much cash was exchanging hands at the counter. I want to also, with 2 games, by the way, in overtime, what did you stand to maybe give back for people who bet the tie? I want to get that out of you. And can you spill any tea on what you guys are thinking for next year's contest? We'll continue with Derek Stevens next here on VSiN.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Incredible story on air from Circa owner, CEO Derek Stevens a few minutes ago. If you missed it, you can go back and check it out on the VSiN Watch app a little bit later on, involving Vodka Johnny, Survivor entry name that split $14.26 million with 7 other entries. So they took home about $1.78 million for that group alone. How much money was like wired in, brought to the counter, hedged overall from people in Survivor, but also Circa Millions?
Yeah, I think we ended up about a little over $3.3 million that came in on hedges of various types throughout the week and weekend.
Well, know this, right? At least 2 of the teams that were selected, Tampa Bay and the Colts, for people who were hedging, you could have won both bets. Take the points.
Yeah, I would say one of the groups, Meatball Brothers, they split their hedge. They took money line and lost it, but they hit their point spread.
Yeah.
So they threaded the needle on their hedge, where it wasn't all on it was not all on the money line.
Okay, good move.
It was for them.
Yep.
Yeah.
So all of these people who won, you're telling us like the characters you never. If somebody came to you back in like June or July and said, "Derek, here's who's going to win," you would have been like, "Get out of here! There's no way this is possible."
If we would have tried to put together characters and had a creativity meeting with a bunch of Hollywood guys, we couldn't have come up with this. I mean, the Dream Stakes guys, 2 unbelievable kids from Harvard. The story that they got is unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Meatball Brothers, remember, they're not Italian guys. They're a bunch of guys that worked for Hormel. They knew each other from conventions. They like football. They sell meat. They actually are the meatball provider at Pizza Rock. That's why they love coming down here.
Right.
So that's why they're meat. And meatballs is one of their specialties. That's why every time you walked around, they always had one of their guys carried around a tray of meatballs because they were going to Pizza Rock every hour for like 3 straight days. It was unbelievable. Papa back, these guys are on all wearing old school Montreal Expo stuff. They're the Canadian guys.
Mm-hmm.
That's why every time we were doing it, we were messing around with them saying, "This is American dollars, not Canadian." Anyway, just keep it. Vodka Johnny, some whiskey business. Whiskey business has been in this for a little while. This gentleman and his wife, they live in Florida. They'll be back here. They went home to get some more clothes, and they're flying back in on Thursday night. Terrific.
Get more clothes. Let's go buy something.
Yeah, they got a job. They had to go back, check on the house, make sure I think things with the dogs, everything was okay. And
Yeah,
they're coming
that's
right
a
back.
good one.
Boom, boom, boom.
It's a good one with the dogs. You're right.
But yeah, they were something.
Okay, so it doesn't end there. What do you have, Circa Millions and Booby, and take it away because this was incredible as well.
Yeah, I mean on the Booby, the Brown Clown wins the full thing. 62 points, 100,000. Tally's 3. I believe Tally's is a well-known bar in northern Michigan. I got to confirm that. They come in second. The Booby pick up 50,000. Mm-hmm. And Big B was close. Big B was with us all weekend. Came in a half a point shy on the Booby. Couple of other interesting things in the millions. Jump Around, who was in the mix throughout a lot of November and December.
Had the lead at one point.
Had the lead for a couple weeks. Jump Around tied for 7th with Messenger 69. So you take the 7th payout, which is 200,000, the 8th, which is 150, split it, so it's 175 apiece. But Jump Around also might have set a record because Jump Around also had 2 other spots in the top 100. I think Jump Around was also in 58th and 98th. First time I think we've had someone with 3 top 100 spots. So when they get their check on Friday, all those will be added into that number. Here's the other thing that's interesting. There's going to be a big check going out to a guy that was very busy this fall. He landed 2 spots. I think he was tied for 50th. No, I think he was 58th and 78th. 2 of the top 100. That UFC guy.
Oh, wow.
UFC guy did, huh?
UFC guy. Yeah, Dana White picks up 2 spots of the top 100. Pretty unbelievable.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, the fourth quarter is a tough quarter for me. Politics now look what he's doing. Now he's going on Facebook. Somehow he got Zuckerberg to go from a Democrat to a Republican in the last 24 hours. I don't know but he's been busy. So yeah, he's going to make that happen. So I'm happy for him. And then yeah, all the winners. So we went deep in the winning in the winners. So it was terrific. In the fourth quarter,
Yeah.
we have a single winner in KY Texan for the 100,000, and then we have a six-way tie for second.
What was the record?
The six-way tie was 20 points. So the records were interesting. They're all either 20-5 or 18-4-2. They both come out to 20 points. They both come out to 19-4-2, 20 points. So 8-3 Racing, Biff Tannen, Boston Bluefin, Little J, and Splittin' Tens, and Will Mummy.
Okay.
All split that.
God, there comes decided by a half a point. All these contests come down to one game after 18 weeks.
Right, and
every
then,
single
again,
contest.
The Chargers game decided the winner overall, right?
The Chargers game did, and then a lot of the final tally really, it always comes down like this in the middle. It's always going to be the Sunday night game. The Sunday night game moved a lot of people around between the Lions and Vikings and changed a lot of the seeding and the payoffs.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up right now. Tally's Log Cabin Bar in Lewiston, Michigan.
Lewiston, Michigan. I believe that's the home of Garland, an incredible golf resort in northern Lower Peninsula, Michigan.
Okay.
Lewiston.
All right. It says that they're known for come in and try the famous Tally Burger.
I've had it.
Yeah, what? Have you really?
Oh, yeah.
I've had it. I love Tallies. I'm hoping this is the same Tallies. I think it is.
Oh, incredible. Can you rank now? And I know it's the first week we're doing this, but this is supposed to be a monster. We have 5 days in a row of playoff games. What's the top 4, top 5 weekends now look like on the calendar? I have to go to Vegas. Where is this going to rank now? Playoffs semifinal 1 Thursday, number 2 Friday, Super Wild Card weekend Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah, March Madness opening week's going to be one. Then after that, I would say opening weekend of NFL and opening weekend of NFL and Super Bowl are about the same.
They're about the same now.
It's really amazing how this is changing. But I'll tell you what, this upcoming weekend,
This has got a
Super
chance.
Wild Card weekend, this might go to number 2. I mean, I thought this was like the 4th busiest weekend. This one might go to this may jump Super Bowl weekend. Is how big this is.
Wow.
It's got
And
a
now
chance.
because now all of a sudden,
It's 5 nights of
we
games.
understand. I mean, 2 games on Saturday, terrific. 3 on Sunday, the 1 on Monday. But now when you throw in this brand new twist here of Thursday night, Friday night college semifinals, I think handle wise, this is going to be through the roof.
You guys are going to crush it.
Should be something.
Yeah. Can you, you got here collectively, the wheels are always spinning. Can you drop any hints for next year's contest at all?
No, it's still too early. We got to get together, Mike and Jeff Benson and our crew and our marketing team. We got to figure this out. We also got to figure out how we don't lose $1 million on this great day, because all these damn hedges came in and we got absolutely smoked. The only saving grace was there wasn't a tie.
I wanted to ask you that. Yeah, there you go.
We avoided. We had 7-figure tie liability.
Did you really?
I mean these ties. We opened them 90-1, close them at 30-1. I mean, they just kept pounded, and 2 of the games were in play.
Yes.
Yeah. So there was a lot of risk there. We definitely needed all of those favorites to win. We ended up having to take a lot of extra risk. When we moved the number, we thought we would get buyback, but the rest of the market moved.
Oh.
So all of a sudden, you couldn't really, you really didn't have that much room to maneuver.
Yeah, this is gonna as the contest keeps getting bigger, right? Both of them, specifically Survivor, people are going to do this over and over and over again. There's a chance where you guys are going to open yourselves up for a bad weekend like every year.
Yeah, so that's one of the things we're going to have to figure out. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Excellent.
But here's
job.
the thing: you have to. That's got to be part of the hedge, though, right? Is that you have to bet the tie.
Yes.
Because if
yeah.
there's
Yeah, I
a
have
tie
to.
and you're involved in that game and you
Yeah.
got nothing to show for it,
You're
if you're-
vodka Johnny. I know.
that's exactly right.
You either got to bet the tie or you have to bet the point spread dog. You have to somehow monetize some way.
Yeah.
But,
sorry, doesn't end there. CircaLasVegas.com. Book your stay. Code VSIN15. Get 15% off. Derek offering you 15% off at the 3 properties. CircaLasVegas.com. What grade would you give Squid Game 2?
Oh, I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Better than 1?
I did.
You did?
I did.
I wasn't there. That's okay.
Hey, congratulations, 15, and congratulations, Sirius XM Channel 158 coming up.
You got it,
That was
babe.
great, Derek. Thank you.